the first phase is primarily when you start preparing for your prelims. Okay, so this is the time specifically for those who are first timers, है ना, specifically for those who are first timers. देखो, जब हम first timers होते हैं, when we are we are about to give this examination for the very first time, what happens is we generally consider prelims to be it is one of the most important phases for us. Why? Because that is the first interaction that we are going to have with UPSC, है ना? And it is a very important phase. You know why? Because clearing your prelims examination in the very first attempt, it helps you get rid of that mental block, है ना? एक mental block है, prelims examination is a mental block. It is a mental block. If you are able to overcome that mental block, what happens is you grow more confident towards this examination. You grow more confidence. But if you falter at the very first stage itself, so what happens is you start questioning your desirability as well. Am I capable? क्या मैं capable हूँ भी? You start questioning that. So what happens is that this your first attempt and clearing your prelims examination in the very first attempt becomes very, very important. It becomes very important. Clear? So for those who are attempting this examination for the very first time, what happens is we start preparing at the year end. That is, by the time we are at the end of the end of December, we feel that we have to start preparing for our prelims examination, and that is the reason why we have chosen the month of December, that we are going to start it almost at the end of December, because it will give you slowly and steadily, you will start having confidence related to the prelims examination. Clearing this examination, you will find yourself to be very comfortable by the time the examination approaches. Okay, so the very first phase that is there, taking into consideration those students who are appearing for this examination for the very first time, we have divided it into three phases. The first phase primarily is about what? Every topic which is a part of your prelims examination, we have divided that particular topic, and we are to conduct four tests related to every topic. No, we are going to conduct 4 tests related to every topic, but that is not the only thing that we are going to do in the very first phase. Okay? Now, when you are appearing for your prelims examination, what is the biggest asset that you have? कोई मुझे बता सकता है? What is the biggest asset that you have? Exactly. The biggest asset that we have, which is at our disposal, is the PYQs, the previous year questions. It gives us, even if the questions are not repeated, it gives us a very good understanding of what can be asked, and therefore how should we go about our business in dealing with any topic, whether it is history, geography, polity, whatever, what can be done to address it. So what we are doing is we are starting our program with every topic starting with a PYQ analysis of every topic. Okay, so we are going to start with the PYQ analysis. What we are going to do is we have kept a day for that, for this PYQ analysis, where we are going to ensure that each and every topic, the last 5-6 years, at least 5-6 years PYQs that have been asked from those topics, we are going to see that those PYQs are covered, the analysis of it is covered. Now, what will that give you? First of all, most of the problem in your preparation starts with this idea that most of us, we have fixed our goal to be the fact that we are going to appear for this examination, but we do not know what kind of questions are likely to come. So PYQ analysis will do what? It would clarify what you have to prepare in a particular topic, what are the types of questions that are asked, and therefore if I am referring to a particular material, if I am referring to anything, if you are referring to NCERTs, if you are referring to your class notes, etc., how handy is it for this particular examination. Okay. So we are going to do what? We are going to start every topic with a PYQ analysis. Okay. After a day of PYQ analysis, what we do is we come up with 4 tests. Now these tests that are there, they are not going to be full tests. We have divided it into specific syllabus. We have categorized the syllabus, and we are coming up with a 50 question test on these topics. Okay. It would, no, you will be given, you are going, for those who have opted for offline medium, you are going to come here, you are going to appear for, give 1 hour, you are going to appear for that particular test. Okay. After the test is over, you will get a break of approximately 15 to 20 minutes, 30 minutes max, and after that we are going to take up the analysis of that particular questions. That means we are going to talk about each and every of the 50 questions that are there. Out of the 50 questions that you have appeared, some of you some of you may have problems related to the understanding of a few points. So what are those problems? We will clarify it here itself. If you were not able to address a particular question despite the fact that you have studied it, hota hai that you have studied a topic but you were not able to address that particular question. So why was that the case? That means, why was it? Have you read it properly, or is there an issue related to retaining of facts? So that part you will get to know here itself. That would be our discussion. Okay. So that analysis part, the discussion part will be held here itself. So for those who are opting for offline, you will come here, the discussion would be held here. For those, of course, who are going for online medium, for them that that discussion would also be available. Okay. When you leave here, you get the question paper, you also get the answer, the answer booklet related to every question. You can go back, you can review it also. Okay. And we will we will be doing what? We will be conducting this for every specific you can say subtopic of your syllabus. So if it is history, so history will be divided accordingly, what part of history. If it is polity, polity will be divided section wise, and we will conduct a test. After this test is over, then we are going to conduct a practice test. Okay, there will be a practice test. That means after the section wise test is over, we will be conducting a practice test. That practice test would be a full length test. Okay, which means every topic, every subtopic in details, now it will be covered here itself. Now, not only would that be done, any specific mentorship sessions that would be required on it. So if you have any specific doubts, if you want any specific clarifications related to a particular topic that we have studied in the the questions had appeared in the test, that will also be clarified. Okay. For for mentorship sessions, those who are opting for offline mentorship, you will be called here. For those who are opting for online sessions, you will be given the Zoom links, and you will be accordingly given the details related to that. Okay. That would be the first part of our discussion. Every session that is there, not only would we focus on the general studies part, we will also focus on CSAT part, because what we have seen is that sometimes the CSAT questions that are there, and CSAT part, for some of you, not for every one of you, but for some of you CSAT becomes the reasons why you are unable to clear your prelims examination. So CSAT has also to be emphasized on. Okay, so we are going to also emphasize on CSAT. Okay, so at least I'll give you the details, how many tests, etc. I will give you the details related to it. Okay, now and this will continue for each and every topic in your prelims examination. After the first phase is over, then we come to the second phase, and in the second phase we are going to focus on, because by this particular time your this first phase will go on to approximately the first week of April. Okay, so we will be starting this week, and it will continue till the first week of April. That means by this particular time, so approximately 3 months, in the 3 months period, you would be ready with the details related to every concept, every topic. It is prepared. You have given multiple tests on it, that is prepared. So the focus now would no more be on concepts, etc. Now we would start focusing on full length tests. Okay, so now the focus would be on a comprehensive details related to each and every syllabus. Okay, so the second phase would be what? The second phase would emphasize on this part. No more sectional tests. The test that would be there, it would be, it would not be 50 questions test, it would be 100 questions test. Multiple tests would be there on that part. Okay, and this will continue for the next approximately, you can say, 25 days. Okay, so the next 25 days, April first week, next 25 days would focus on this part. And then comes the third phase. Now the third phase is the most important phase, because the third phase is by this particular time, that is by the end of April, you will now be in a position to understand where you stand. So you will now know how has the sessions helped you, what were your initial scores. Now by the end of this, when you are giving full length tests, what are your scores? Are your scores enough to maybe qualify this examination or not, whatever. Now at that particular time, because we have designed the course in such a manner that you will have mentors looking after you. So what will happen is, what your personalized problems are, everyone, what are the specific problems that you have faced, if you are very forthcoming related to those problems. कहने का मतलब ये है कि अगर आपने अपने प्रॉब्लम्स को समझा है at every stage and you have communicated those problems to your mentors, तो क्या होगा? By this particular time, what will happen is that you will be able to, by this particular time, you will now know what your problems are, and you will be able to communicate your problems to your mentors. And what will they do? They will help you in guiding as to what would be the next approximately 20-25 days of your prelims that would be left, what would be done in that particular period. Okay, because that period would not simply be about taking tests anymore. वो सारा हमने पहले cover कर लिया. So that period would be about what? That period would be about specific problems that you would be facing. Like, I will give you examples so that you understand this. देखो, when I used to appear for my prelims examination, one of the major problems that I used to face was I always used to question my capability related to prelims examination. Okay, because when I appeared for this examination, I used to fail in my prelims examination itself, or for some reasons in my interviews. Mains was never the problem for me. Okay, so for me the problem was prelims examination, and I was the most nervous for this particular examination itself. So never for mains examination. ये मेरा special problem था. I used to always feel like that, because what I used to see was that my colleagues, जो जिस टाइम पे हम प्रिपेयर करते थे, my colleagues, once they were able to clear prelims once, they were very comfortable with prelims examination, but that comfort level was never mine. मैं कभी भी उस comfort level पर आया ही नहीं, specifically when it came to prelims examination, but that was not the case for mains. So I appeared for this examination 6 times and I failed prelims twice and I appeared for interview 4 times. मतलब जिस बार मैं prelims cross करता था, at least I used to go to interviews, but I used to fail prelims also. So after multiple interviews I failed prelims. ऐसा भी हुआ था, लास्ट टाइम मैंने इंटरव्यू दिया, इस बार मेरे prelims नहीं हुआ, because I was never comfortable with this. So that was my problem. But this was not always the problem with everyone who was preparing with me, my friends, etc. Which means by that particular time, I was in realization that my problem is prelims mostly. And this is, no, by this time, that is the next 3 months that would be there, by the end of the March, you will understand what your problems are. If you take this mentorship very seriously, you will understand what you what my problems, what your problems are. You will understand whether it is a particular subject. You will understand whether it is factual analysis. That means whether you are able to retain facts or not, because that could be one problem. And you will also be able to understand whether it is, it may not be about facts, it may be about analysis based questions, because most of the questions are, they are indirect in prelims examination. If you are very well prepared in your prelims examination, at most you go there, you find that you know 40 questions out of 100, if you are very well prepared. And the rest that is there, that means the rest approximately 35 to 40 to 50 questions that you are going to answer, it will never be based on what? It will never be based on direct knowledge of what is being asked. It will also, it will be derived. Most of the times what will happen? You will have to derive it. You have to derive the answer. है ना? कि आपने ये पढ़ा है, आपने कहीं एक specific fact पढ़ा था, that fact will be relevant in that question. You will be, by reading that fact, you will be able to eliminate one option. Something like this. Now, for some of you, this is going to be the problem, that you are not able to do this. जो questions factual होते हैं, straightforward questions हैं, you are able to answer them, that's not a problem. But that problem, though, where you are, where you have to derive answers, where you have to derive answers, you become, there is a problem there. So by this particular time, you will have a very good understanding of your preparation, your capabilities, that what I am good at, where there is a problem, what areas that are there, what areas you have to work on. Now, not only would you have a good realization of what your problems are, you would at this particular time specifically require mentorship support. That means how to address those problems in the last 20-25 days. What could be done to address those problems? What could be done to maximize your score? For some of you who are doing very good, you will perform very good in this particular tests, etc. that would be taken, but you will analyze that there are some areas which can be better. It's not that you are not scoring well, but there are some areas where you can do better. Like it may so happen that there is a particular part of the syllabus where you find that the mistakes that you are making in the full length tests, it basically is related to that aspect of your syllabus. So in that case, you will require personal mentorship support. And by that time, because of the mentorship sessions, etc. that would happen, by that time, your mentors would also be able to know what is the problem with your preparation. In this particular batch, P that is there, you will find that it is basically about what? It is basically about personalized sessions. This P here stands for personalized. Okay. So we have accordingly made sure that by this particular time you are you know what your problems are, and you are very much aware, your mentors are aware about what your problems are, and accordingly they address them. Okay. Now let's go into a bit of details here. As you can see, this particular batch, it has 3 phases: phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3. Okay. Knowledge, the phase 1 is called as the knowledge mastery phase, concept consolidation. It's primarily about, this is for those who are appearing for this particular prelims for the very first time. For you, this is the most important phase. The other phases are also important, but this is the most important phase, because in this particular phase, what is going to happen? This is the phase where your focus would be on each and every aspect of the syllabus. Okay? You know, right now you might feel, specifically I am talking about the first timers. Right now you might feel, आपने polity पढ़ लिया है, you feel that okay, you have good knowledge related to polity. ठीक है? But when you start entering into this domain of MCQs, you will find that you make a lot of mistakes. It's not that you don't know the concepts, but just a bit of change in the wordings in which the statements are being asked, that changes the whole concept. That does what? That changes the whole concept. Like in polity, all of you know there is a difference between shall and may. So if the statement says, it says shall, the statement has a completely different meaning. And if the statement says may, it has a completely different meaning. It has a completely different meaning. Clear? So when you know, you have read polity, but when you start entering into this domain of MCQs, you will start finding that there is a problem that you are facing here. That is, when you are reading statements, you feel that the statement is correct, but for some or the other reason, that particular statement that is there, that particular statement, it is wrong because of some small changes, like whether it is may, whether it is shall, etc. Clear? And this will not just be something which you face in any one subject, you are going to face it in almost all subjects. Okay? So this would be the time where you will find, if you see this phase 1, what have we done? Total 47 tests. We have ensured that you have comprehensive coverage of each and every sub phases that are there. So we have designed 47 tests where you will find there are 24 subject wise tests that are there, and there will be approximately 12 tests which would be CSAT, and then there would be revision tests, out of which there would be 9 GS revision tests, CSAT test would be 1, and current affairs test there would be 1 current affairs test. Okay, current affairs is also integrated. I'll give you the details of it. Now let me just recap this so that you have a clear understanding of what the first phase would be about. As I've already told you, the first phase that is there, the focus of the first phase specifically for first timers is knowledge mastery, concept consolidation, where we would focus on what? We have designed the syllabus in such a manner where we have classified, like your it would start with your your mentorship program would start with polity. So in polity, we have specifically classified the syllabus into small sets, that okay, these are the topics that would be the part of your first test, these are the topics which would be the part of your second test. Okay, So what will happen during that particular period is we have shortened the syllabus so that we can go into the details of each and every topic. So if suppose president is or executive is part of test 1, so we will ensure that we can cover as many dimensions of executive as possible, है ना. अब इससे क्या होगा, very likely that is not necessarily the same questions that are going to be asked there. हो सकता है क्वेश्चंस में कुछ डिफरेंस हो, लेकिन जो नॉलेज आप गेन करोगे, द नॉलेज दैट यू आर गोइंग टू गेन हियर, इट विल हेल्प यू इन आंसरिंग दोस क्वेश्चंस, है ना. क्योंकि मैंने क्या कहा, आई हैव स्पेसिफिकली टोल्ड यू दैट इफ यू आर वेरी वेल प्रिपेयर्ड, so out of the 100 questions that are going to appear there, you are very well, you are very likely to at most be comfortable with 35 to 40 questions. अगर आप ये सोच के जा रहे हो ना, that you go there and you are able to answer 60 to 70 questions or 80 questions, you are in for a surprise. वो कभी नहीं होता है, ये बात हमेशा समझ लेना. यूपीएससी नेवर डिजाइन्स अ क्वेश्चंस इन सच अ मैनर, और वो होना भी नहीं चाहिए, ये भी बता दे रहा हूं मैं, क्योंकि the more easy the question paper goes, the cutoff goes higher, and when the cutoff goes higher, if it is very likely that one silly mistake costs you the whole examination. तो ऐसा कभी होना भी नहीं चाहिए, ठीक है. the paper should always be on the tougher side, not very tough, क्योंकि अगर very tough है तो फिर guesswork का गेम हो जाता है. So it should not be very tough, but it should be on the tougher side, क्योंकि when it is on the tougher side, it always helps those candidates who have prepared well, ठीक है. तो इसमें क्या होगा, this particular phase, what is our focus? Try and understand what our focus is. हमारा focus ये है that we are going to ensure that you are able to master micro concepts as well. Now, how will that micro concepts help us or help you? Those micro concepts will help you in answering maybe those questions which may be designed in such a manner where your macro knowledge is being tested, not necessarily micro knowledge, but that micro knowledge will help you answer the macro statements. ये help होने वाला है आपका. That is basically our objective, ठीक है. क्योंकि हमें पता है, we know you will never get a question which talks about maybe a simple question about maybe the tenure of the president. ये question आपसे कभी यूपीएससी पूछेगा नहीं, but there may be an associated statement asked. That statement will be, you will be able to understand whether the statement is correct or not, provided you have the knowledge of what is the tenure of the president, है ना. ये कहने का मतलब है मेरा, and that is what we are going to focus on the very first phase, ठीक है. So come back, look at this, what would happen here. You can see 23rd of December is when we start to the 2nd of April, that is the first phase, and in this first phase we are going to cover 24 subject wise tests. Remember, subject wise, not full test, it would be subject wise. We will divide tests, every topic, into 4 tests. After the 4 tests are over, there will be a revision test that will be conducted. This revision test will include 9 tests from general studies. There would be 1 CSAT test, there would be 1 current affairs test, okay. In total, this would comprise of 47 tests, okay. By the time this particular phase is over, you can see this phase is going to get over when 2nd of April. So by the time this particular phase is over, your focus will no more be on what? Your focus would no more be on concept mastery, because by the time you are done with that. तो अब क्या होगा, आपका फोकस प्राइमरली रिवीजन पर रहेगा. कुछ ऐसे बेसिक एरियाज हैं विच यू माइट फील यू आर नॉट वेरी गुड एट, यू विल फोकस ऑन इंप्रूविंग दैट पर्टिकुलर एरिया, है ना. उस पर्टिकुलर एरिया को आप इंप्रूव करने पर फोकस्ड रहोगे, एंड दैट इज द टाइम व्हेन वी शिफ्ट टू द सेकेंड फेज, ठीक है. एंड व्हाट वुड बी दिस सेकेंड फेज अब बी अबाउट? this second phase, which will continue for, you can see, 25 days approximately, as I've already told you. Second phase would be 25 days. In this 25 days, we would focus on what? We would focus on 8 tests. Every test would be full length. You can see full length test for general studies, full length test for CSAT, full length test for general studies, CSAT, general studies, CSAT. Okay. This will be conducted on the same day. That means we will try and replicate what UPSC does. Every Sunday you will have the test. Every Sunday you will have the test. Okay. So the first session, like in UPSC, the first session is GS. So you will have a GS test. The second session would be CSAT. Okay. And the subsequent Wednesday, whichever the test has happened, the subsequent Wednesday you will have a mentorship session. Okay. So in that mentorship session, for those who are going to come for offline mentorship, you will be here. There will be a mentor here. That mentor will do what? That mentor will specifically look at the problems that you are going to that you are facing. What can be done specifically, personalized? What are your problems and what can be done to overcome those problems? Okay. Remember, after the test is over, you are also going to have a analysis session, a discussion session where each and every topic would be discussed, each and every question would be discussed. What exactly are the problems or mistakes that you have made, you will get to know from that discussion as well. Okay. So 8 tests here, at least 8 mentorship sessions would be held. Specifically what problems you are facing, that is this particular stage. Okay. Now during this particular stage, there will also be some online available current affairs classes for you. So the current affairs part of your syllabus, some of you are not very comfortable with it. Most of you are not comfortable with it. Some of you feel you are comfortable with it, but you are not. ठीक है, ऐसा भी होता है. Is you feel you are very good at current affairs, but you are not. So that particular part that is there, we will take into account that part also. And in those 10 classes that would be there, we'll try and cover a year's current affairs, whatever topics are that are important for prelims examination, we will be covering that part as well. Okay. So it would include, you can see current affairs, one current affairs test is included here, full length test. So current affairs would be included, and in addition you are going to get current affairs classes here. Okay. Now shift to the third phase. Now this is the phase where you are going to do what? Till examination this phase would continue. देखो इस फेज में हम कोई टेस्ट नहीं कंडक्ट कर रहे हैं, नो टेस्ट, नथिंग लाइक दैट. ठीक है. यहां हमारा फोकस सिर्फ इंडिविजुअल ओरिएंटेड प्रॉब्लम्स पर है. सो एट दिस टाइम टेस्ट इज नॉट एनी मोर द प्रॉब्लम, क्योंकि आप खुद सोचो कि आप कितने क्वेश्चंस आंसर कर रहे हो और कितने एमसीक्यूज दे रहे हो. इफ इट इज 47, so you can multiply it by 50. There are 8 here, you can multiply it by 100. है ना. There are revision tests which will have more number of questions. So by this time आपका प्रॉब्लम कहां होगा? It will not be MCQs, है ना. It would not be that problem. If you take if you are taking the whole course seriously, the problem would no more be related to solving of MCQs, क्योंकि आपने by this time इतने MCQ solve कर लिए होंगे that solving that will not be a problem, है ना. और यहां पर आता है the game of psychology. ठीक है. देखो हम कभी जब हम प्रीलिम्स एग्जामिनेशन की बात करते हैं ना, there are approximately 5 to 6 lakh individuals who appear for prelims examination. ठीक है. 5 to 6 लाख इंडिविजुअल्स में से 1 लाख लोगों ने तो अच्छा प्रिपरेशन किया होगा, क्योंकि देखो यू आर नॉट द ओनली वन हु आर प्रिपेयरिंग. ये बात तो समझ लो. नो वन इज स्पेशल. यू आर नॉट द ओनली वन हु आर preparing for this. At least 1 lakh individuals that are there at least 1 lakh individuals have prepared for this particular, no, they have prepared for this particular tests properly, ठीक है. लेकिन उस 1 लाख इंडिविजुअल्स में से 50% आर आउट ऑफ द रेस इवन बिफोर दे एंटर द देयर एग्जामिनेशन सेंटर, है ना. क्यों जानते हो? जिस दिन एडमिट कार्ड आता है ना, जिस दिन एडमिट कार्ड आएगा तब रियलाइजेशन होता है कि अब तो एग्जाम आ गया, ठीक है. क्योंकि तब तक आप सोच रहे हो प्रलय आ जाएगा, एग्जामिनेशन नहीं होगा, कुछ ना कुछ हो जाएगा, ये रियलाइजेशन नहीं है कि एग्जाम होने ही वाला है. जिस दिन एडमिट कार्ड आ गया ना, अब आपको लगता है अच्छा नाउ आई कैन नॉट डू एनीथिंग, आई हैव टू अपीयर फॉर द एग्जामिनेशन, है ना. तो जो जो लोग वहां पर है ना, आउट ऑफ दैट 1 लाख इंडिविजुअल्स 50% of them are out of the race because 50% of them are not mentally prepared for the examination. They are not mentally prepared for the examination. Forget about no preparation. ठीक है, आपका सिलेबस प्रिपरेशन जो है ना, सिलेबस प्रिपरेशन इज अ सेकेंडरी थिंग, रिमेंबर दिस. और जो फर्स्ट टाइमर्स हो शायद आज इस बात को अप्रिशिएट नहीं करोगे. The day you give your first prelims, you will start appreciating this. 50% of them are not mentally prepared for this examination. तो वो क्या होते हैं? वो ऑटोमेटिकली आउट ऑफ द रेस. कैसे होता है जानते हो? वो पहला पेज, जैसे ही पेपर का जो पहला पेज आता है ना, वहां पर वो अपना हिम्मत छोड़ देते हैं, क्योंकि उस पहले पेज पर कम से कम 5-6 क्वेश्चंस होंगे, 5 to 6 क्वेश्चंस. आउट ऑफ दैट 5 to 6 क्वेश्चन, टेक माई वर्ड, आपको 2 से ज्यादा आंसर नहीं पता होगा, 2 से ज्यादा आंसर नहीं पता होगा. और वो 50% जो है ना, उनका फोकस उन 2 के अलावा वाले क्वेश्चंस पर होता है. यार मैंने 4 क्वेश्चंस नहीं, एंड दैट इज वेयर दे आर नॉट इन द साइकोलॉजिकल फ्रेम टू डू व्हाट, they are not in that psychological frame to appear for this examination any. Forget about दूसरों की क्या बात. I'll give you my example. जब मैं फर्स्ट प्रीलिम्स देने गया था ना, तो वो जो फर्स्ट 2 आवर्स था ना, मुझे पता ही नहीं चला, मुझे लगा 5 मिनट हुआ है. It felt like 5 minutes. By the time I was reading 50 questions, 2 hour was it was over. तो फॉरगेट अबाउट मी क्लियरिंग द एग्जामिनेशन, मुझे तो पता ही नहीं चला एग्जाम भी हुआ. Why? Psychological framework. And this is what we are going to focus during this particular period. हमारा फोकस ये है that you should along with your preparation be psychologically ready for this examination. And this is the time when we are going to focus on that part. यहां पर देखो, what would be the specific ideas? Mentor student interaction. You will personally interact with your mentors. You will convey your problems. By this time, the mentors also know what your problems are. They have seen your performance. They have judged how you have evolved over the course. क्योंकि पहला कोर्स, जो पहला टेस्ट होगा आपका और जो लास्ट टेस्ट होगा, they will not, of course they will not have, you will not score similarly. पहले टेस्ट में हो सकता है आपका स्कोर कम हो, and by the time you are evolving, maybe the last score, the last test that you give, your score will be completely different. Your score would be completely different. So they have also seen how you have evolved. So they also know, with the experience that they have, they also know what exactly your problems are. So this particular time period, that means this time of, you can say, almost 20 days, 20 to 21 days that would be there. This 20 to 21 days would be primarily focused on how you individually can maximize your score. ठीक है, और ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ टेस्ट देने से नहीं होगा. you have to understand what your individual problems are and you have to start working on them. Primarily, you have to be psychologically ready for this particular examination. ठीक है, क्योंकि देखो सिंपल सा गेम, there is an inverted U curve relationship between your performance and the kind of anxiety that you have. Inverted U curve का मतलब समझते हो? If you are very less anxious, you have no anxiety at all, your performance will not be very good. If you are very anxious, है ना, extreme anxiety है, your performance again will be not very good, है ना. कुछ बच्चे होते हैं जो एग्जामिनेशन के एक हफ्ते पहले, प्रीलिम्स के एक हफ्ते पहले बोल देते हैं कि अब जो होगा देखा जाएगा, है ना. उनके लिए एंजाइटी कम है ना. व्हेन यू सिंपली गिव अप, ठीक है, तो आपका एंजाइटी उसी समय ड्रॉप हो जाता है. यू आर इन दैट पर्टिकुलर स्टेट, दैट लेवल ऑफ एंजाइटी इज गोइंग टू हार्म यू, है ना. ये सोचोगे कि यू आर बिकमिंग मोर कॉन्फिडेंट, नहीं, इट इज गोइंग टू हार्म यू. एक्सट्रीम एंजाइटी, एक्सट्रीम एंजाइटी है ना, उस दिन से शुरू होता है वो जिस दिन से एडमिट कार्ड आया. एक्सट्रीम एंजाइटी. तो वहां पर कुछ ऐसे बच्चे हैं जो बैठ ही नहीं पा रहे, मतलब for from the day the admit card gets released, they are not able to sit down for 1 hour. Why? Because they are too much focused on what? Examination result. Examination देने से पहले ये सोच रहे हैं कि examination का result क्या होगा. ये psychological है. This is 90% of your performance. This is going to determine 90% of your performance. That is what we are going to focus on this particular part. ठीक है. कुछ specific doubt इस समय भी हो सकते हैं. What kind of support is necessary? We are going to do that also. ठीक है. As well as focusing on what? Mindset, momentum, confidence building. This would be the primary focus that would be. ठीक है. We have an objective of ensuring that everyone who enrolls in this program, if you take this program seriously, we will try to help you get through the prelims examination, है ना. Mental blockade, prelims is a mental block. ठीक है. You may be very good at your mains examination, you may be very good at all of it, but prelims, clearing prelims is important because it's a mental block. जिस दिन ये mental block खत्म हो गया, आप में वो कॉन्फिडेंस आ जाता है कि आप नेक्स्ट टाइम प्रीलिम्स देकर यू विल बी विथ नॉट दैट वेल प्रिपरेशन, यू विल स्टिल बी एबल टू क्लियर दिस. और बहुत लोग ऐसे होते हैं कि क्योंकि उन्होंने प्रीलिम्स नहीं क्लियर किया है तो वो प्रिपरेशन तो बहुत अच्छा करते हैं बट क्लियर नहीं कर पाते. व्हाई? परफॉर्मेंस, है ना. देयर इज एन इशू देयर, मेंटल ब्लॉक क्रिएट हो जाता है. सो दैट मेंटल ब्लॉक शुड नॉट बी अ प्रॉब्लम. दैट इज बेसिकली व्हाट आवर फोकस वुड बी ऑन दिस पर्टिकुलर पार्ट. ठीक है. Obviously, let's see in this discussion. There are a few things that I have to clear. See, when obviously today the orientation session was there, we are going to start with this program. We are going to start with this program on Tuesday. As we said, there would always be a PYQ session which would precede. So we are going to start with a PYQ session, okay, on Indian polity. That would be the first thing that we are going to take up. After this PYQ session is over, we start with the very first topic, 27th. There would be some basic ideas of polity, including this syllabus will be available to you. You can go through the details of it, okay. I am just giving you an overview as to how it will work, okay. So first test, Saturday, 1 hour test. It would be a 1 hour test for those who are opting for the program offline. You will come here, the program, the test would be held 1 hour. You will be given a break of 30 minutes. After that, there would be a discussion that would be held. Okay? This will continue. You can see Saturday, Sunday. Then comes next Tuesday, okay, 30th. you will have a test, again the same thing, 1 hour test, it would continue. After that there will be a discussion. Okay, then you can see the CSAT test would be there, you will go through the syllabus. Finally we will come to the last test of polity. Once that 4 test is over, then what happens, you can see, then you have a revision test of 100 questions. Okay, there will be a revision test that would be there. This revision test will include each and every topic that has been covered in polity. Okay, you can you can see here that we are not just covering polity constitution based, we are also covering the detailed minute aspects of the syllabus, whether it is different committee, commissions, etc. we are covering that as well. Okay, this will be followed for each and every topic. You can see economy, 1, 2, 3 tests that are there. Then there is the 4th test. Then you have what? You have a revision test which will consist of 100 questions. Okay. Every topic will be in details covered. 4 tests. After the 4th test is over, 50-50 questions. Then we have a revision test which would be a full length test which will consist of 100 questions. That will be done for each and every topic, whether it is history, whether it is whatever, it will be covered for each and every topic. Okay, as soon as the test is over, the discussion session will follow. Okay, remember there are current affairs question and current affairs classes that are to be held in between also, that you can see in the schedule. When it is to be held, all of it is mentioned in the schedule. You can get this schedule either online and you can see the details of it. Okay, the timing of the test would be the time that we are conducting this particular orientation session. Okay, so that would be the timing of the test, 1 hour orientation session, 1 hour test. After that you have a break of 30 minutes. After that there is a discussion session that would be held. Okay, now science and tech, each and every topic is covered. Let me come to the full length part. This is when we start with the second phase. You can see Sunday, Wednesday, there will be a doubt clearing session by mentors. As I've already told you, Sunday we will replicate UPSC, we will have GS test, we will have a CSAT test. Subsequent Wednesday, that means the next Wednesday that would be there, we will be taking a doubt clearing session. There will be your mentor, that mentor will take your doubt clearing session. This will be followed for the 4 weeks. Okay, after the 4 week is over, we come to the third phase, that is the prelims precision phase. You will find that this is something that we have already talked about, focusing on the psyche of each and every. Okay, so what did I say? Dekho, the first thing I will just repeat certain things that I have talked about. This particular session or this particular mentorship program that is there, it is not just a test series. The reason is very clear. A test series very likely benefits those candidates who are who have already prepared and are already at the end of the second phase, है ना, जो already second phase के end पर है. Now for them a test series could be very beneficial, but this may not benefit those individuals who are either first timers. So a test series would not be beneficial for a simple test series may not be beneficial for first timers. My personal opinion. Why? Because a first timer may not be able to keep up with the timing and the syllabus that is there of the number of tests that is there. Why? Because you have just started with revision of history, and the test series, by that time the schedule is that you have to give a complete test on history. So there is a mismatch there for specifically for the first timer. Okay, so this particular objective that we have here is, it is more than just a simple test series. Okay, so we include that. Secondly, we specifically focus on issues like CSAT, है ना? There are certain lot of individuals having issues related to CSAT. It will be taken care of here. ठीक है? So if you are not very comfortable with CSAT, या अगर आप तक आज तक आपने देखा ही नहीं है कि CSAT का पेपर कैसा होता है, ठीक है, तो उनके लिए भी कह रहा हूं मैं, बिकॉज सम ऑफ यू मे हैव नॉट डन दैट येट, तो उसमें भी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, because if you are not in a habit of no no you are not in a habit of addressing these problems, so what happens is that again CSAT में भी वही problem है that by the time you are at the end of 30-40 questions 2 hours is over. So how to keep up with that, that aspect will also be focused here. Thirdly, the focus is to ensure that you enter into a comprehensive MCQs, number of MCQs that you handle before you go for the examination there. Fourthly, the focus is taking care of your current affairs requirements, also any problems that you have related to current affairs, and most importantly, according to me, okay, because this is the problem that I had also faced during my preparation days, okay, and that is psychology. ठीक है, दैट इज द प्राइमरी प्रॉब्लम. बहुत आप में से बहुत ऐसे कैंडिडेट्स होते हो हु हैव प्रिपेयर्ड वेल, बट द प्रॉब्लम इज नॉट प्रिपरेशन, द प्रॉब्लम इज परफॉर्मेंस. सो हाउ टू ensure that your preparation gets converted into performance, that is the psychology part, and we in the third phase we focus on that aspect as well. But remember, the access to mentors that you have is not just it is not just limited to the third phase. It is also present in the first phase, it is also present in the second phase. So whatever your requirements are related to your prelims examination, that would be addressed. Okay. Now if you have any other questions related to this program, you can ask me those questions. Okay. Obviously some facts I would not be able to give you, like dates etc, वो तो आपको इसमें नजर आ जाएगा, लेकिन basic ideas क्या है, I will be able to address that. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. Any questions that you have related to even prelims examinations, maybe some of you have started preparing, some problems you are facing, if you want me to address that, you can address that as well. Yes. There are some questions. Every test will have a doubt clearing session. So if you are worried about doubt clearing sessions, remember every test will have a doubt clearing session. Every test will have a doubt clearing session. Okay, after the test is over, there will be a doubt clearing session that would be held after the test. So every test will have a doubt clearing session. PYQ session will be held both online as well as offline. The course is available both online, offline. Everything that would be available online will also be available offline. There will be one difference: personal interaction with mentors can be done on offline. In online classes, you will have access to Zoom sessions. You will be informed of that. Okay. Any more questions? Any questions that you have? Okay. Okay. Thank you.